Do you want to do the podcast anymore?
Do I need to take off my vest?
It's the Jack
and Cathy shit show.
And there we go.
Yeah,
okay, I think if yeah.
Okay.
Nope, it's only indoors in the basement.
I know, but it's a little bit chilly down here, and we worked out this morning. I'm a little svitzy.
You mean you're fitzy how? Like stinky? And you think the vest is going to...
Are you recording right now?
I am recording right now.
Do I have chia in my teeth?
Do you have chia in your teeth? You're far from me.
But can you see chia?
I can't see chia. I can't actually see anything. It's too far. Are you far from Nugan? That has to be turned on your face because it's not turned towards you.
That's supposed to be your light, honey.
No, this has always been this light here. That light's always been there. I know, on your face.
That one's on my face. This one's on your face.
It's on the side of your face, rather, is what I'm trying to get at.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry. Are you glad that I clarified that for you?
Yes.
Miss
I'm going to check
Pants. Someone's been crabby all day. Do you continue to find yourself being crabby right now?
I think I need to whiten.
Can we do each other a favor in 2025 podcasting?
What?
I know we're got a video here. Can we primp? You know, every podcast we do this. You get on camera and suddenly
fixing my eyebrows now.
You're so fun to be with.
I am.
You are so much fun.
Okay. All right.
Why are you very seriously crabby right now? You've been crabby since this morning.
I have not.
You have. Let's talk
I have not been crabby all morning.
Let's talk about you.
But now you're making me crabby. So let's stop.
And look, the volume just went up. I told you. See?
Now you're making me crabby.
Well, don't do that. Now it just went over. See? Now I got to edit your volume because you had to yell. Hi.
Hi.
Do you believe in miracles?
I am frightened at what might come next.
No, it just sounded funny. And you laughed and game over.
Is that a song lyric?
Do you believe in magic? There's that one.
Oh, yeah, that one. That's what I'm thinking about.
What a fool believes. We can just do this all day. What are the words I believe in it?
We can't do that all day.
Sorry.
But you can do that all day because you have...
What a fool believes in sees. The wise man has the power
to reason away.
By the way, highly recommend
Yacht Rock on Netflix.
My girl.
Yeah, that was good.
You come through once in a while. Like you bring
once in a while.
You do.
Once in a while.
Did you notice how I'm wearing a fluffier sweatshirt this time and crossing my legs and folding my arm in front of my stomach?
Those are model tricks, babe.
Are they model tricks?
Yeah, they are. They're model tricks.
What do you do when you're not a model?
You learn more model tricks.
Turn your back to the camera. I was on TV.
You have a face for radio.
I still, for those of you that are new to the podcast, we met a wonderful couple whom you helped sell a home to, and the guy's a producer, and he wanted, and she's a former model, and he wanted to take advantage of your attractiveness. Go ahead. You're going to tell the story.
Oh, you're talking about Xavier and Annette. Xavier is a videographer, not a producer.
Oh, I thought he also did that. But he wanted to do a show.
He does his own things, right?
Yeah, he wanted to do a show featuring us in the real estate world, like a day in the life of, so almost I don't know what you'd call it. Some sort. He would just follow us and track us what we're doing, and the whole time he was talking about Cathy getting up in the morning, Cathy going here, Cathy going there, and
yeah, I would not be successful in a show like that because that would mean I'd have to wash my hair every day or something.
You wouldn't want to be exposed, even though right now
I'd have to pick the chi out of my teeth before the camera rolls.
So anyway,
that's a lot of work.
He's going over the idea, and you and I were thinking this could be pretty cool. Maybe this is the start of some kind of show we could do in Milwaukee.
Yeah.
And then you ask him, so what's Jack doing? Oh, I see. Jason is having French accent.
Yeah, you're about to go into
I don't know what I was gonna do.
Julia Child. You were going to do
I
your...
see him. Do you remember what he said? How he went?
And we basically said, well, what would Jack do? Well, Jack could be in the background on the computer.
On the computer, it's like the back of my head.
Yeah.
And then it reminded me of that Monsters Inc.
Monsters Inc. with
where
Mike
Sully
Wazowski.
and Mike Wazowski are both on the commercial.
Yeah.
And Mike comes on and says Monsters Inc. and the O is covering his face. And Mike was still excited. I was on TV.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm doing my modeling
movie.
trick because last episode I looked at my frickin' huge fat frickin' belly.
Well, as we discussed this morning, when you decide, Jack Honar, that you want to lose weight, you are very, very determined. You don't sway, you get after it. And then in about 7 days, you've lost 7 pounds. And
Super
you get
fit.
on the scale in the morning, you get on the scale at night. And you are also the same person that when you're like, fuck it, you're like,
What do
cookies.
What do I do?
Fuck it.
Okay, dude, let's
You're
go.
like, cookies, cookies, cookies.
Yes.
Yes, let's go to Cops. Who wants a scotch? Who wants blah? It's like my wheels came off, so I'm just going to say fuck it to everything and just
I know,
like dive
it's
in.
Such a good way to live.
And I'm a little bit in between, and I like the way I live.
You don't binge in either direction. So
I
I'll go.
I might have a binge meal, but if I fall off the wagon, like if I'm in front of chips and dip and I'm just like,
You're making a lot of sound effects today. What is it? Which one is this one? A chips and dip sound effect?
yes,
What is it?
That's and I just go all Cookie Monster
like a
all over those
Tasmanian
chips and
devil.
dip. Yeah.
Okay.
And I just eat that. Then I'm.
Okay.
That doesn't mean I do that for days and days and days and days.
Oh, you're saying that's
weeks
what I
and
do.
Days. Kind of.
Really?
And I also know that
You're
when
getting
you get to the
disgusted
point,
by me, aren't you?
not
I
at all.
disgust
And
you.
I also know that when you're ready and you want to do something about it, you're headstrong and you do something about it. So
I wish I could be. I will tell you, when I did all that P90X and I went 3 months without alcohol and no sugars, that a good 4 months after I could eat anything I wanted to because my metabolism was so high.
yes,
Because I was exercising an hour a day, hard.
an hour is a lot.
Hard for an hour solid.
yeah.
We did 40 good minutes today.
It did not even feel like that.
It went fast though,
Yeah.
right? But you were sweating.
Yeah.
And
I
you were out
was
of breath.
not excessively, but I was definitely
So
out
you're
of
saying
breath
we could
when
have
we
gone
were
harder?
doing. We probably could have gone harder.
Well, who's that on?
I really like the cardio side of it.
Well, were you going that hard? I will say I noticed on the ski thing that you were doing. The skater.
I'm slow on that.
Really slow.
I was
Does it
like,
hurt?
go faster, Kathy. And
Oh, you couldn't?
no, my
Really?
like
You were
what are
one
those?
step, 2 step. Your fast twitch muscles are gone?
Yes,
Is that what you were going to
the
say?
fast twitch muscles have definitely slowed down. So that's just means keep doing that because I need more of that fast twitch stuff.
Yeah.
That's
was
really
good.
good for me. Yeah, it made me notice
I'll tell people.
where I'm lacking for sure. And so having, being almost 60, continuing to do those movement exercises, not just go on a treadmill
Yeah.
and work up a sweat,
'Cause
but really like the active
Yeah, because
movements.
I don't like. I can lose weight. I feel I can drop pounds in seconds when I go on the elliptical. Remember we used to talk about that?
Yeah.
When we first started dating. I can get on the elliptical and I'll go balls out for 45 minutes to an hour, and I just am sweating. I feel great.
Yeah.
I never feel functional though. Do you know what I mean?
it's not a functional
No, it's just
workout
purely.
at all.
I'm just going to burn
Yeah.
calories.
Yeah. And
And-
you're getting your heart rate up, right?
Oh, it's all good.
Yeah, that's
good.
good.
It's not working your fast twitch muscles. It's not working your balance. It's not working your brain. So today we did a workout that I stole from P90X, or some pieces of it, where we did toe taps like it was a soccer ball tap, and then we did ice skaters where imagine you're skating, speed
Yeah.
skaters. I thought what was the coolest exercise at the end of the day, we were in the basketball court, and I said, let's do what, I don't know what you guys called them. We called them suicides when we played basketball. Is that what you called them?
The grapevine?
No.
Oh, when we ran the lines?
Quarter, half, three-quarter full.
Yeah, no, run the lines.
Run the lines, what you guys used to call it. So if anyone ever played basketball, you'll know this analogy completely. It's always it's either a punishment workout, right? Get on the line, right? Remember those days?
Yeah.
Or it's end the practice this way and shoot free throws. Our coach wanted us exhausted at the free throw line, so at the end of the game we could hit free throws. So we would have to do 2 consecutive ones in a certain amount of time, and then we'd have to line up and shoot free throws. And for every number you missed, the whole team had to do them.
Yeah.
And if we missed, that was a number of suicides we had to keep doing until we didn't miss.
Wow.
Yeah. So it means all you have to do is make 1 free throw.
Oh, okay.
That's it. Everyone gets a free throw to make, and that's it. Anyway, you and I did suicides or lines.
Yep.
Which was awesome. Did you literally touch the ground?
It felt really good. It was not a full basketball court, mind you.
No, it's a
mini basketball court.
It's a grammar school court, but still.
Yeah, it was good. I felt that, and it was good, and I could see how probably should incorporate some burpees into that too.
I didn't do those today because my back hurts from those too much.
Oh.
So when I bend down to put my hands to my feet and then extend my legs out, that kills my lower back. My right leg feels tingling all the way down it.
And it's not because your core needs to be strengthened to support your lower back?
No, it's my back gets so hyper bent that when I extend it out, it just kills it.
Got it. Okay.
So
those aren't for you. Well,
I can do a burpee. I have to walk them out. So I can jump down to that spot, but I have to walk them out.
That's kind of what I do too. I mean, there's nothing... it's sort of that movement that I remember attempting when I tried to surf one time, because you have to pop your feet under you.
Yep.
You start on your stomach and you have to pop your feet under you.
Like you really got to throw them fast.
Yeah, I cannot. There is no popping of feet. It's a slow walk.
But this is what today's workout was. I'd rather do this with you than go on a treadmill.
Yeah.
Like I don't mind that you do the 31-degree angle and all that shit. I think it's great. I would rather us be on a trail. I'd rather go to Delafield and hike where you're navigating rocks and your ankles are twisting and
right.
It's function versus just movement.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I used to say to Sam and the kids all the time when they were little, don't confuse activity with accomplishment. And I felt today I feel tomorrow we're going to feel it more from today's workout.
Yeah.
Because again, when we were doing suicides, did you touch the ground? Like when I got to the line, I touched it.
Absolutely.
And I felt, oh man, that's hard to get down there at this age. However, being 58, 59 and this kind of fit,
we were sprinting.
We were going. That second was hard. Yeah. I was really impressed by you.
Oh, you too.
Speaking of which,
yeah,
you crushed it over the weekend. We had an amazing. We're bantering a lot right now. Is that okay?
Absolutely.
It's
like you and I never talk.
Right. This is our end of year episode, and we're going to take listener questions after we take a break. Over the weekend, we had our first annual Merry Christmas. What do we call it? Christmas party. After Christmas.
Our
Christmas
post Christmas. Our new tradition. Hopefully, we can make it stick. Get the kids to expect
more than 1 year.
More than 1 year, yes.
It was fun.
Yeah, it was fun.
What I'm getting at, tying it to the fitness stuff, and I want your point of view on this. And I've already told you privately how turned on I was by this aspect of you that I didn't see before. Now, you've never really done this with me before, and you're doing it
physically competitive
against me.
Yeah.
It's one thing for us to hike and you walk a little faster and you walk faster. That's fun. We had everyone over. So we had our kids over, and Dennis and Carol had their kids over. Their daughter was over, and their daughter's boyfriend. So now my niece, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
That would be your niece.
So Dennis, my now brother-in-law,
yep,
wanted to get everyone together at the club to not only work out, but then maybe do other things together. And so all that went through my mind was playing basketball because I went, oh my God, we should play basketball.
Yep.
So the whole drive over there, I'm saying I want to play basketball with you. My son Sam was in the car going, I don't think I'm going to make it because the night before he overserved a little bit.
Yeah.
And then we get to the gym, and if you guys can imagine what this looks like, you get out of the staircase, and one way goes towards the gym, the other way goes towards the weight room area. And so I head to the basketball courts, and I'm thinking you're right next to me. And I thought we were going to play basketball one-on-one, and you went, no, I don't want to play. So you went in the other room. I shot some hoops. I sulked. I came in and got you.
Yeah, you were pouting.
So totally pouting. Just way pouting.
Hard.
Even your brother went, oh my God, he's got droopy dog shoulders.
Yes. So I acquiesced and
so we played one-on-one. And you weren't getting into it hardly at all.
Yeah, one-on-one, I'm not much of a ball handler. I was defense in basketball, very little ball handling.
And very good passer, and you could shoot.
Jumping and defense and rebound, and I'm not a great shooter either or ball handler. So to play one-on-one is you have to have some decent ball handling skills.
Yeah.
And we ended up having other family members participate with us, and we had a 3-on-3 then. And that was fun. Well, because then that's nominal ball handling and you can pass it.
The funny part, though, is that there were 2 women, you and Olivia, and then 4 guys. So we're, right?
Yeah.
Right. Me, Dennis, Colin, Sam. That's right.
Yeah.
And so
4 guys, 2 girls.
You wanted, though, to guard me. So it was you, Olivia, and Dennis, because Olivia wanted to guard Colin, and you wanted to guard me. You're like, oh, I'm going to guard you.
Yeah.
And we have never played competitive anything against one another like that.
No, we haven't.
You're smiling right now, even like you're proud of yourself.
It was fun.
You were awesome. Really fun.
Yeah, I had a good time. And it was, again, a great workout. I mean, my gosh, I was out of breath. I do have, as I've said, a bad habit of when in the middle of plays, I hold my breath.
I don't get it.
I never used to do that. I don't know why, but I do that in tennis. Like if there's a long rally, I hold my breath and then I'm dying afterwards.
Did you do that today in our workout?
No.
Okay. Well, it was funny because there's a play where Dennis had the ball, someone shot it off the left wing, and we are both under the boards, and all of a sudden I feel this hip go right into mine, a hand in my right hip, and you kind of like hip checked me and pushed me out of the way, got the rebound and put it up instantly and scored. And I remember 2 things went through my head. I already told you this, but this is for the public. I was like, okay, watch it now, lady, because you want to bring that shit. And then the other part of me went, oh, this is hot.
I know you were playing at probably 30% or something. You could have been far more aggressive.
Well, I'm definitely, I could have been much more physical, but I still was impressed by you.
Yeah.
You boxed me out.
Thank you. It was fun.
It was hot.
I was very surprised at how much fun that was, and I really enjoyed playing with everybody else. And it was
Doesn't it feel like
great
a better
to have my
form
niece
of fitness?
there. Yeah, and then my niece, our niece afterwards, Olivia, said she had her Apple Watch on.
Yeah.
She's like, we burned 500 calories.
Playing 2
this.
games of 3-on-3.
I was like, that's awesome. Because I could spend 30 minutes on the
elliptical or treadmill,
walking, elevation, all of that. Maybe if I'm lucky, 300 some calories, maybe 3 something. But
and to be sure, we all are not great basketball players. Sam and Dennis are clearly better. Maybe back in the day, you and I would have competed more.
Yes, my brother is almost 6'5", I think,
He's
or
almost
6'5".
6'6",
No, he's not almost 6'6".
Okay.
He's like 6'5".
Yeah.
And he was not really jumping. He was not. No, he was like
Him and
he
Sam
didn't
were
want
playing
to.
at
He
a
didn't want to
moderate
pull
level.
an Achilles or
Right.
anything. He's like, I'm just gonna take it real. So I know everybody
fun.
It was really fun. It
I
had
loved
just
it.
enough competition.
Yeah,
and
it was great. I loved how.
Yeah.
For everyone listening, Cathy is in all the years we've been together.
All the years.
You've never
all
showed
3.5 years.
You've
together.
never showed that side to me, and that made me think, God, we would have been high school sweethearts. You would have been the superstar on the basketball team. We would have been competing with each other, driving each other. We'd have like 25 really athletic kids right now, and then one real dorky kid that just not good looking, has a lot of
One
issues.
kid that just missed those genes in the gene pool.
Like, what happened? That's terrible. Okay.
Is that Uncle Hank's gene pool over there? What's going on?
Do you want to? Thanks for the bantering.
Yeah.
Anyway, I loved that part, and we had a great weekend with Al and Sam and everyone else.
I think it was fun to share in that with you as my partner. That's like a new.
The basketball?
I mean, I used to play volleyball with my ex-husband. We used to play a lot of teams. Did you ever play that with your ex-wife? No,
she was not athletic.
Yeah, and I can't say I enjoyed it that much because he would get kind of not mean, maybe a little bit mean on the court, and I could see it pissing people off, and I became self-conscious of that.
I, to be sure, never got mean until
it
someone
required
crossed the
it.
line.
Yeah.
There was one play we used to play in a flag football league, a co-ed one, and the play was that a girl had to touch a ball every third play or something like that, some kind of rule, whatever it was, and I get it.
Dennis and Carol used to play that.
Yeah, so someone, I forget who they hit, but this guy just laid out someone on our team, and we all went, dude, and he had one of these, shouldn't go across the middle, shouldn't be in a league. And then I just said to everyone, I'm not quarterbacking anymore, and I'm going to hit the fuck out of this guy. And so he was going someplace. I said, we're going to do a crossing route, and I'm going to block him. A pass came through, and I blindsided the shit out of him to where he's down on the ground, and everyone comes up to me and goes, okay, was that necessary? And I went, it absolutely was. So we're going to stop this right now, right? That's the only time you could feel it getting excited now. That's the only time I would get mad.
Yeah.
Was if someone really got crossed the line. My thing was, now I'm going to show you. Yeah. Is that bad? That's bad.
I don't know. I think that's part of sports maybe, and just the competitive nature of it all.
Yeah.
It brings that out. So I should
I was
probably
very impressed with you, is my point.
Well, thank you.
And
it was fun to share in that with you. It really was.
And I liked doing what we did today. Okay. So we spent 45 minutes talking about working out.
Okay.
When we get back, it is our year-end episode. We don't have a lot of voicemails. In fact, I think we only have one, which is fine. But we have a lot of questions
to
ask. And this is our year-end listener question of the Jack and Cathy Shit Show. It's our shitheads asking questions of us.
We mean that in the most loving way.
We love you, shitheads. Right? Okay. So when we get back.
Yeah. See you in a moment.
Hey, it's Jack from the Jack and Cathy Shit Show. Cathy and I talk a lot about life, marriage, the second time around, and how to keep things fresh and meaningful. And we've got a little secret to share. It's a tool we swear by, the Skin Deep's card game. These aren't just any cards, to be sure. Each question is designed to spark real, honest conversations. You'll laugh, you'll cry, you'll learn things about each other you never expected. And trust me, after all the time we've been together, Cathy and I are still learning. Every week on the show, we end by pulling a question from one of their decks. It's a tradition now, and honestly, it's made us closer than ever. So whether you're dating, married, or even just looking to connect with a friend or family member, these cards are for you. So go to theskindeep.com and check out their card decks. Because life's too short for surface level conversations. Reconnect, laugh, love, and learn together with the Skin Deep. And we are back. So for everyone, the reason Cathy's laughing is because we just take a pause in what we're doing. And so we split. Never mind. That's why she's laughing. Is because we say, we'll be right back. And then we count to 3 and then we say, we're back. So that's why you're laughing. Okay. Do you want to play Aaron's question first?
Yeah, let's play
Let's just start with an audio, or you want to end with an audio?
Oh, no. Start with the audio.
Start with the audio. Okay. This one is from our good friend, Aaron, who was our officiant.
Mm-hmm.
And this question comes from her. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Good morning. This is Erin. Now that you two have your soulmate amazing relationship, what is your advice for those of us who have been married for 25 years, to whom we still believe to be our soulmate, but now knowing what you know now, what would you tell us to ensure the success of our relationship? That's my question. Can't wait to hear your reply. Bye.
2 immediate thoughts on my
Okay.
end.
Okay.
The first one is try your best to always communicate respectfully. You know, just be respectful of the other person. Don't be cautious when you tease each other, make fun of each other, and especially in front of other people. You know, you and I have had moments where we've had to talk about that, right? Nothing major, just little moments, you know, because I think it makes the other person feel honored, and it makes them feel like you're caring for them and looking out for them. And then a little bit inspired, my second thought was inspired by actually the basketball conversation we just had, and the idea of us doing something together. Like, have those things that you guys like to do together. Yes, it's important that you do things as individuals, you know. Like, I know her husband is a huge biker. Like, get out on your bike, go burn it. Love that. Have those friends you go out with. But make sure that there's something that you two enjoy doing together. There's that commonality. So those are my 2 thoughts. To keep the love alive. I mean, there's more than that, of course, but your thoughts? Just off the cuff?
My thoughts are often not original, and they're learned. So I apologize that I don't have original thoughts right now.
Then we're just going to move on if you don't have original thoughts.
Mine are stolen from the Gottmans, from Alexander Solomon, from maybe you should see someone, Lori Gottlieb, Linda. Mine are all a conglomerate of things I've read and learned. Of the 2 of us, I love reading that stuff probably more than you do. So I swim in that stuff often.
Yeah.
I love what the Gottmans say, and we watched it last night. To keep the relationship active and healthy. By the way, I agree with everything you say. Totally agree. And there's layers all over the place, right? I believe if I were to narrow it down to 2 things, it's bids for connection. Really pay attention to your partner. Because we had a podcast years ago talking about micro cuts and micro bids, right? And if you're constantly digging at your partner, those things wear on that partner fast. And if you're not recognizing bids for connection, as the Gottmans describe it, I'll do my best. It's no different than me. She said it last night. I wish I could pull up the video. I didn't save it. They were interviewed, and she said in the interview, a bid for connection can sometimes be as simple as someone yelling out your name.
Yeah.
And you responding back right away going, hey, what's up?
Yeah.
Even though you might be in the middle of doing something, reading a book, working on a project, right? And the mere fact that you respond right away is a bid for connection that makes your partner feel close to them. So number 1 is to pay attention to bids for your partner.
Yeah.
And when they're really asking for something from you.
Yeah.
Right. And then the other is relational self-awareness that I love in the book that I read from Alexander Solomon, which says really know how you are and who you are when things are happening. So if your partner does something that triggers you, it's not really your partner necessarily, it's you, and you have to figure out how to manage your own reaction to things. That's it. Those are my big 2. I would just say work on yourself constantly. If I were to give advice to Erin, work on yourself.
Yep.
Constantly work on yourself. And then pay attention to how you are towards your partner.
Right.
There's a lot of self stuff there, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that
Sorry.
makes sense to continue to work on yourself, make yourself the strongest, most emotionally strong and physically strong self, because you bring that to the relationship, right?
Yeah, correct. Were you going to say something else? Sorry.
No,
Oh.
just just searching for thoughts. Oh, one thing I was going to say is I don't know where you saw this. Maybe it was the Gottmans, I think, that said something about how long your kiss should be. Like
Oh,
if you're
yeah, we do that.
just kissing each
That's
other
a good
good
one.
morning in the morning.
Is the Gottmans.
You read that the Gottmans said it should be at least 7 seconds.
Correct.
Instead of just a "Mwah, good morning."
Correct.
Like you actually lock lip.
I like that one. I
It
forgot about that
doesn't
one.
have to be
Yeah.
tongue and French and anything, but it's a really, I mean,
It could
not
be.
before you've brushed your
No.
teeth, okay?
Correct.
Blech.
That's a little gross.
That's a little gross. Not that you care. You're always like,
Let's
I don't
do
care.
it. I love you so much.
And I'm like, brush your teeth first.
You're right. That's a good one. The kiss
but
one. I
that
like
one is a good one that
Yeah.
I was kind of surprised because I really do feel the difference in that.
when we do that in the morning, right?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
very sweet and or just to say goodbye and you send each other off to work,
Yeah,
like
with a
take
long
the time
kiss,
to have
though,
a
yeah.
7-second kiss.
Yeah.
It's a real connecting point.
I like that
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, it's so
was a good
simple,
one.
but it's significant.
Good one.
I wonder how they discovered that. Do you remember more about how that came to you?
No, I just read it. And
Yeah.
I saw a post when they talked about it.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Yeah. Well, yeah, perfect. Excellent.
All right.
Okay, let's
Next
go
question.
to
Thank you, Aaron.
questions. Let's go to questions. Let's go to my daughter Alexandra
Yes.
wrote a question. She let me see if I can read.
Slow down, Daddy.
Slow
down,
motherfucker.
Daddy.
Take it easy, big guy. No cocaine in me yet this morning.
Not yet.
No. Or ever, for those of you sponsoring us. By the way, how exciting that we're sponsored by them for next year.
I know.
Very excited.
Very
By
cool.
the Skin Deep. Okay, best part of 2024, not including Ellie or our wedding. What is our
Not
best
including our grandson
part? Correct.
or our wedding.
Correct.
For
What is the best part, would you say is the best part
24.
of 2024?
Best part of 2024. Golly, we had some epic travels. I think we had some really great traveling in 2024.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Can you put that down as a category? Like, because that was going to be mine. Because I started. What were you thinking of? Because clearly there's two big trips that we
Well,
had.
our honeymoon
Right.
and then beginning of the year we started with New Zealand.
Yeah.
And we flew
Swing.
back first class. What?
Yo, yo, yo.
Seriously, I mean, I love the country, Nancy and Mark, but is it terrible that I like one of my greatest memories of that trip is flying home first class.
Yeah, and you
And
weren't
coming
even near
home
me,
and
which probably
so
made it better.
relaxed. Oh no, I would love to be
No, I'm
near
just
you.
teasing you.
But we were on the side that just had one seat in each row on the left side of the plane. But oh my God, that was so comfortable.
Yeah, that was really cool.
I was like, we're home already? No, tell me no. Because I was just about to order another cocktail after my nap and watch another movie and go
That's
get
true.
a snack off the snack tray. That was bliss.
Take a shower.
Well, maybe not that.
That I would categorize travel as the number one because we went to New Zealand, several of Sam's baseball games.
Oh gosh, yeah.
We were all over the country for his baseball, which was great. North Carolina.
We had my niece's wedding in Malibu,
We went to
which
Malibu.
was
Yeah.
gorgeous.
We did a lot. We got on planes a lot this year.
Yeah, we did.
That's why we're A-list preferred.
Yeah,
again.
exactly. Exactly.
We did. To me, but that checks boxes for you and I.
It does. We travel very well together.
And we
Someday
love-
when we can quit this working garbage,
We'll do it more.
We'll do it more.
Yeah.
But we love to travel
Yes.
together. Yeah.
So travel. And then she had a
Yeah.
second question. Do you have any goals? A lot of people ask that. So do you want to end? Let's save that for the end. Goals for next year.
Okay.
Is that cool? Okay. So that was that question. So that was my daughter. Now we're going to reach out to, I got to put my glasses on. So our good friend, Emily,
Yes.
right? wrote this question to us.
Okay.
Emily is a thinker, by the way. So if she does listen to this podcast, she uses the words I think all the time.
Oh, yes. You
And I've
told
been
me
getting
that.
her to say the words I feel, which she says is very difficult for her. I find that hilarious. So she writes, do you feel, and she writes in parentheses, feel with a wink. People take marriage for granted and stop re-interviewing / dating their spouse because there's a sense of security that drives complacency. If so, what are some potential reasons? What makes people stop trying, growing, and appealing?
It's really interesting that she used even the word interviewing /
Because she's a thinker.
Yeah, exactly.
She's not a feeler. She's all brain.
I think complacency is definitely one of the hazards on the road of a long relationship. And then we mix in work pressures and we mix in children and we mix in, as those children get older, life gets more complicated, and you can go days, or I would say weeks, without consciously connecting with your partner.
We run into physical intimacy issues when our kids are with us for a while. And we're 60. Imagine when you have 3 of them running around.
Yeah.
Mom.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right?
And you're exhausted at the end of the day.
Correct.
That's where I think those tiny little bids for connection are super important. Make sure you take that lingering kiss. Maybe you don't have time to elaborate on that kiss and do anything private, right? And intimate. But make sure you are hugging and holding and looking at each other in the eyes and taking a long kiss. And when the opportunity is to hold hands as you're walking to the soccer field to watch the game, like those physical connections speak volumes in those long distance relationships, So I think that's one way. I don't know if was she asking for or why?
Yeah.
Why do we do that?
Why do we feel
Yeah,
it
I think it
happens?
gets really practical, and then what I'll call them hazards on the road, right?
Okay.
So I think in life, as we if we are individuals that go to an office and work and interact in other ways with other people, that has a life form and a world that our spouse doesn't know about, right?
Okay.
So it's a breeding ground for these connections with other people that we don't share with our spouse. So I think you and I are both really good about coming home and if we've been apart for the day and sharing our stories and our play-by-plays of the day.
Yeah.
So sharing your other world with your spouse, like you came home from work and you said, oh, I had this meeting today and it was super stressful because I had a conversation with so-and-so and it was this, and just bring them into your world. That was something I didn't have in my first relationship, and that was part of the divide. Like I didn't know what their world was like. So that's something that I think is really important.
I think
that we find ourselves not sharing.
I feel it's really interesting to me right now, the dichotomy between the two of us in our conversation, if you're seeing it as I'm seeing it.
Probably not.
I find it fascinating that much of what you're saying is be active, reach out to your partner, do this stuff. And my whole thing is be receptive to your partner when they're asking for it. So it's one thing if I came home and said, man, I had a shitty day, and you went about on your phone and then you started doing something else. And I was like, hey, I'm trying to tell you what happened today. So for me, it's when your partner is making that bid, that's what I think drives complacency, is you're not paying attention to the bids for connection because someone is having a connection moment.
Right.
And it's really key for you to see the smallest of things. Remember we did a podcast where Jay Shetty, because I like his stuff too, talked about how he used to tease his wife or call her a brat because she wanted water. She would say, hey, can you get me some water? And she thought to himself, she's closer to the sink. Why can't she get up and get it?
Yeah.
And this was on the Gottmans, and he said, I realize now that was a bid for connection from her, right? She could have gotten the water, but it was her way of saying, hey, can you do something for me? It's my way of connecting. And so he got up and got the water. Maybe in his head, he's going, oh God, I got to get her water, right? Or whatever.
Yeah, she's closer to the glass and the faucet than I am.
Right. However, that's her way of connecting with him. And so it's both being able to share.
Well, she wanted him to feel him take care of her. Right.
So
like that felt good.
It's a combination of sharing with your partner, and when your partner shares, listening. It's that active stuff. What was I going to say? You said something, I missed it a second ago. You said, there are several articles and books that I've read that said it is imperative, believe it or not, to actually schedule things, to even schedule intimacy, which sounds crazy. Yeah. But as your life gets busy, you almost know that you can look forward to this moment, and you carve it out in such a way that says, this is going to be our time now. And that could be mom and dad come and watch the kids for a couple of hours, right? To your grandparents or friends or babysitter or whatever. Yeah. So I feel another thing that the third thing I was going to say too is to really embrace change in your partner. Meaning I've told you this 1,000 times, if you wanted to go do something that was really challenging or neat or different than what I've seen from you, I want to support that. Yeah. I don't want to be a weight or an anchor. Right. I want to be the wind. Right. Right. Yeah. So anyway.
Absolutely.
I like that.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Do you like
Very
that?
good question. Thanks, Em. Thanks, Em. We love you.
Thank you, Emily, who's not even listening to this podcast, but we'll tell her to. Oh, maybe we can do a short for YouTube with her name in it. Okay. I'm going to go. I should wear these glasses. It's probably a good idea, right? Next question from my spin instructor, Sarah.
Yes.
What song or artist would you like to ride to in January?
Ooh. Do you want more yacht rock?
No, you know what I really want to listen to? Like I would.
You want more Melissa Etheridge?
No, good one, because I'm on a roll with her.
Yeah.
I would love an entire ride of Blackberry Smoke.
Oh, is she familiar?
Not at all.
Okay. All right.
So
there
if she's
you go,
listening,
Sarah.
Blackberry Smoke.
Check it out. Jack will make you a playlist.
There we go. So that was a quick question answer.
And the whole thing might need to be a climb.
Right?
Because Blackberry Smoke is like,
you could do
get after it.
This one horse town.
Yeah, that's
that could
true.
Be, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Next one from your friend and our friend Meg.
Yes.
Love Meg and Jim.
Oh, they're the best.
The best.
Yeah,
Top
I got to call her when we finish.
Let's call her now. You're live, Meg. Go ahead.
Go.
Meg says, what are you most excited about for 2025? And you can't talk about, there's two questions. What are you most excited about, and what makes you most nervous? And you can't say politics.
Can I say economy? Is that politics? I am excited. I'm excited for more travel with you. We're going to Costa Rica with the kids the end of January. So excited for that. That's going to kick off the new year of travel.
Yep.
And you also just got us A-list preferred again for this year, which is super exciting. Yep. With the companion pass on Southwest. Woohoo! Yep. And so the travel element is big for me again. On a really practical side, another exciting thing is that we're starting the demo of the bathroom, the very last room in this remodel that needs to be finished. Now, we still have some other little projects to do,
tiny.
but
like the basement looks fucking great now.
It's the last big project that needs to happen down here. So that's super exciting because I just imagine we'll have more time for other things. Yep. And to be sure, our remodeling projects have been a little stressful for us. Yes. In our relationship.
Yes.
So it's nice to not have those.
Yes.
And then let's see. Third thing I had
that you're excited about.
Focusing on work. Believe it or not. Like I just think that I'm excited about 2025 for many reasons, and one of them is to really hit the ground running with work. Yeah.
Yeah. What
Yeah.
are you most nervous about?
I'm nervous. It's tied into the work thing still. So my nerves are definitely related to the economy and how the economy is going to affect home sales
Yeah.
and how that will affect my career.
Do you
So-
do you still feel that some of the ideas I suggested about some career pivots could work? We don't have to talk about them on the air. But you know which ones I was talking about?
Yeah, I do. I don't know if they resonate strong with me.
Okay.
Elements of them do,
Okay.
but yeah.
So I have more convincing to do.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I will.
All right. And what? Yeah. So those are my answers. How about
Okay.
you?
I'm most excited for 2025 is very similar to yours.
Mm-hmm.
I feel it's going to be a big change year for us. And
Yeah.
I'm feeling it's going to be positive too, rather than, oh God,
Absolutely.
there's dark clouds on the horizon. I am most excited about freedom. I think it ties to what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Last year, it was Sam's last year of baseball. We went from...
Which was so fun.
Oh, it was a blast. Oh,
Yeah.
please. I would
Yeah.
never, ever
Yeah.
take
No,
that
I know.
away.
Yep.
It's just Wednesday, I was jumping on a plane to see him as often as possible. Certainly every weekend I went to see him, nearly every weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And while that was incredibly rewarding, things at home took a back seat. You know, everything kind of was on hold. And like you, we're close to having the house done. So when we get back from our Costa Rica trip, we'll get that thing done probably in a month. So before the spring even rolls around, the house will really be done. And so for me, it's just about freedom, the ability to kind of relax and pick and choose, right? We are. And then the second thing for me is career. Just like you, I've made so many more connections here in Milwaukee this past 6 or 7 months.
Yes.
And so we got behind us the baby being born and our wedding and Sam's stuff.
Oh yeah.
We just had such a scheduled year.
It was a busy year, wasn't it?
I felt as though we never, I mean, even this week today we're going out. Tomorrow we're going to be watching football. Thursday I'm in the studio again. Sunday we're going to the Packers and Bears game. It's just nice to breathe.
Mm-hmm.
I'm most worried also just about the economy, and it's hard not to talk about the political environment.
Yeah.
So I'm trusting that there's enough sane people running our country that will keep us stable.
Yeah.
Because we're at an age now where it's harder for us to stay at that income level and all that other stuff. So, or could be. Okay. Anyway, does that answer that question for you?
It does indeed.
Okay. On next to Alex, her and her husband, Alex and Andrew.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Phenomenal
Not your
couple.
daughter, Alex.
We are so lucky to have met them through Spire.
Yeah, they're so fun.
They are our second.
We just went to their holiday party that they had.
Nicest kids in the world.
I know.
And I know kids sounds
there
bad,
are
but
kids from another mother and
yeah,
father.
they are.
Other
just their
mothers
mom
and
and
fathers,
dads are
yeah.
great. Their parents are amazing.
Yeah.
We're very lucky to have these people in our
Yes.
lives. So she writes 2 questions, and I've got a funny thing for you. The first one is, what's the most unhinged thing, decor, setup you've ever seen when showing a house or doing a renovation? Can I do one?
Sure.
Now, I'm not in real estate like you are.
Yeah.
However, I've looked at a lot of homes.
You've been in a lot of homes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I could sit here. My most bizarre experience
Yeah.
was not the way the house. I've seen so many houses that look like shit, and cement stairs in a kitchen going to the basement, like literally poured concrete.
Oh my gosh.
And you look at that and go, "What are you doing here?" Right? And there's cracks as you're going down the stairs. Like, be careful because the concrete's coming apart. So you and I have both seen enough.
Yeah.
My craziest experience before I bought the house, I forget where it was exactly. There was a house I was going to go see that I wanted. It was owned or lived in by renters. It was back in Illinois. And I was with the agent, ring the doorbell. No one answers. She calls the agent who's listing the house. Hey, I thought someone was supposed to be home. And she said, well, they're probably out. You know where I'm going with this. Walk in the house. We're looking all over the place. And we hear this like subtle noise going on in the back of the house. They were in bed.
Oh my goodness.
Without their clothes on under the sheets.
Oh my goodness.
Literally saying, don't mind us. And then the agent goes, you knew we were coming, right?
Don't mind us.
Swear to God. We couldn't see anything, but it was clear that they were enjoying their morning. And we went, all right, well.
Did they forget about the showing?
They were renters.
Oh.
Couldn't give a shit.
Oh,
Clearly.
They were like, yeah, we're not leaving.
Yeah, we don't give a shit.
Yeah.
So we don't care.
In fact, we're doubling down.
Right. Yeah. But you heard like kind of talks and laughter and yeah, so we walked in and they're going at it. What's yours?
Makes me think of a home when we were in, and you were with me. We went to tour those properties in Racine with that strange guy that had all these properties he wanted to sell, and they were all just varying degrees of dilapidated.
Yeah.
And there was one home we went into that had this funky addition on the back, and he was openly and thought it was humorous to share the story of how his son put a hot tub in this room and would bring the girls over and have his own little party with the ladies.
It's literally a hot tub in a room.
I am not even touching
the floor.
A doorknob in this place. Get me the F out of here.
It was so scary.
And the whole hot tub wasn't there anymore, but you could tell that there was some effect of having a hot tub in the middle of an interior room.
Yeah.
I was like,
crazy.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Yeah, what people do to their houses, Alex, is unbelievable.
So crazy the way some people live.
Yeah.
And then she had a relationship question, if I could
sure.
pivot.
Yeah.
What is the worst date you've ever been on and not with each other?
Oh.
We've never had bad dates, though.
You and I, no, not together.
Never.
I had a date in Milwaukee that I haven't thought of until this question, to be honest.
Oh, no.
But no, it was just one that, in pictures you thought, oh, not too bad, not too attractive, but
not too attractive?
Not too bad.
Okay.
Not too unattractive.
Got it.
And so that's kind of like, okay, well, maybe I'll check this one out. Had a text exchange. It was okay. And we're meeting for coffee, and the conversation was just tough.
Yeah.
Like, did not relate to this person at all. He really was just not my kind of person. And that vibe didn't come across at first. So different political, there was a little period in time where I thought, I'm open to meeting anyone of any faith, any political. So when you go on the dating apps, you can either check those boxes or uncheck the boxes.
Right.
And I thought, I'm going to uncheck those boxes and just see what the world brings me. Yeah. And he was one of the boxes I should have checked in terms of politics or interests or whatever. So
because you're trying to be open.
Yes, I was trying to be open. And so it was very apparent that we're just very different. And he was really insistent on a second date of some kind. And so that was really not a pleasant. So you ended up
sleeping with him?
Well, just to, no. I just had to say, I had to get the nerve to say, you know what, it's really not a connection for me. So was it that he didn't? And he was a little more insistent. Like, I was like, oh, is this going to get uncomfortable?
Was he not as good looking was he worse looking in person?
Well, anybody, no matter what their looks are, if they're talking and you just find what they are saying as unattractive or not in alignment with you, they get very unattractive fast. Yeah. I mean, as I've said to you before, not all models are people you're attracted to, because so you've been the moment they open their mouth,
and they open their mouths, and you're like,
absolutely. I'm like, ugh, get me out of here.
What do you like?
Ugh. Yeah.
Do you want to look at the camera and do that? Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, so that was probably a bad date.
Okay.
Nothing. I don't think it's anything too terrible, but yeah, that was a bad one. You've told me some bad ones.
You know about my one where she just played the race card right away and
Yes,
used the N-word.
she used the N-word.
When I told her about
Deal
Obama,
breaker.
she's like, you didn't vote for that N. And my eyes bugged out, and I went, what?
Yeah, I'm out of here. Because you left right away then, didn't you?
Oh, yeah. My
yeah.
other bad date was this woman was making... I had several bad dates, but I also was a dating fiend. So
You also had a date where the woman rolled over her husband with a car or something?
No, that wasn't a date. Well, that sort of was a date. It wasn't like a dating app, let's meet up date. It was an introduction by John and Susan.
Oh, okay.
Should I tell that one?
Oh, my gosh. I don't know. You tell whatever one you were going to tell.
I had the woman use the N-word because we talked about Obama, and she said, please tell me you didn't vote for that N, and then she would just not stop with any racial slurs she could throw out there. So that was, what the fuck? And with her, I said, I'm going to leave. I feel...
She probably thought you with your bald head, and you can look kind of maybe she thought you were...
She definitely thought I was a certain type of guy, for sure.
Yeah.
Another one, I had a lot of women... See, you're the first one that realizes I'm just a soft little teddy bear. I'm just a kitten.
I'd say you're both. You know?
Well, I had another woman along those same lines when we were sitting down to eat. We had a great first date. And I went, this is really cool. So then, and I would never do dinners. Fuck that on first dates. It was always, let's do coffee.
Coffee, yeah.
And I maybe drinks.
As a woman, that's safer.
Yeah, anytime a woman wanted dinner, it was always, yeah, you're trying to get money. That's all it was, at least in my mind. So second date, having a really nice time, great restaurant that I picked. So it wasn't her thing. And they had a really nice salad there. And I ordered a salad and I got the whole, so you're a salad guy. And I went, what's a salad guy?
Yeah.
And she goes, you don't strike me as a salad guy. I really thought you would eat steak.
Meat and potatoes.
Yeah. Well, I like those too. And she said, well, just the way you're built. And I went, no, salads can work. And what she was inferring, of course, was that I was less than.
Yeah.
And so she was relentless about me being a salad guy. And so I pulled out $40, slapped him on the table, and said to the waiter, can I have a box? She goes, you're leaving. I went, yeah, we're done.
Yeah.
That was more me. Anyway, my date that you're referring to that really wasn't a date is that I was playing a Christmas show with Key in Naperville at this bar that John's friend owned. John told him I played music. The guy said, do a Christmas special. So it's the 22nd. It's a Saturday. Key and I are playing Christmas songs. And then we're also doing pop songs. Just a night of covers, right? Okay. Mm-hmm. And so during the evening, so we played for a little bit, and then I didn't want to play all night long. So we stopped. So maybe played from 8 to 10, maybe. And then we hung out. So Key took off. I'm with John and Susan. And there's this young woman, our age, shouldn't say young woman, a woman our age, attractive. And John's going, she's single, divorced, 3 kids your age. She's really into you. So we start talking, hitting it off. Everything's going great. I'm going, damn, organic, right? Because normally it's online. So I'm going, organic meeting of someone. This is really cool. You know the story, but I'm going to try to cut to it as fast as possible. And we're chatting it up and literally having a ball. And then we're all going to go to another bar. So I said, hey, right? Now I'm thinking, definitely, do you want to join us? And then she looks at her friend and said, well, can I just drive with you? And I went, oh, because now I'm thinking, oh, sweet. Escalation.
Yeah.
You know where I'm going with this? Right?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think I do.
Got it.
I think I picked up.
So her friend is all nervous. And her friend says, I don't know if I want to by herself. And I went, you know what? You don't have to ride with me. How about just meet us at this place? And we're closing up. Me, John, I can't remember this woman's name. Her friend, Susan, a couple other friends. It's maybe 11. Bar's kind of closing down. And out of nowhere, this guy comes up to me and says, hey, make sure you ask her if she's ever been arrested. And I went, I'm sorry? He goes, just warning you. I know her. Ask her if she's ever been arrested. And I went, dude, what's going on? And I turned to look at her and I turned back and like a ghost, he's gone.
Yeah.
Right? And so I'm thinking, how do I ask someone if they've ever been arrested?
Hey, just one question. What's your favorite dessert? And have you ever been arrested?
So,
Just, off the top of my head.
so I'm
I
quite.
ask everybody.
It's just
It's just, standard
so
dating question.
I pride myself on being able to ask or to come up with stuff fast. I have to think pretty quick on my feet. So I look at my phone. I go, oh my God, my brother-in-law, what a goof. She's like, what's that? I went, just got a text from my sister. He got arrested for indecent exposure. He's 50. Like, what the fuck? She goes, indecent exposure. I'm like, yeah, he was urinating outside of a bar.
And you were making all this
Totally
up.
making it up.
Oh my God.
Because I wanted an entree of talking about getting arrested.
Yeah.
So I went, oh my God,
Why
what a
couldn't
goof.
you have just said, some stranger just came up to me and said they know you and I should ask you if you've ever been arrested. What the hell is that about?
Well, I guess I could have. Now you're just ruining the whole story.
Okay,
It's much
well,
more
go ahead.
fun.
Okay.
Try to,
With the story you made up, my brother, and like, what if you?
what if she knew Bill or someone in my family? Right? Bill got arrested? Oh. It just seemed personal. I was trying to make a connection. So I say this to her and I went, the only time I ever got arrested was in college when I got in a fight. Like, I mean, those days are behind me. Like, you haven't been arrested, have you? That's how I said it. Like, we all have those moments, right? She goes, oh, I was arrested. And I go, oh, what, for like disorderly conduct or drinking too much? Oh, no, attempted murder. That was it. She said attempted murder. And I literally, my penis went like a turtle head right into my body. Just went
Rightly so.
Like, I'm out of here. And then the short story is she came home. Her husband was a cop. Mm-hmm. And she came home with her kids at home to find her husband having an affair in the bedroom while her kids were watching TV.
Oh my.
So she went into the bedroom and because she heard that daddy's playing with a friend, was what the kids said.
Yeah.
And so she went into the bedroom, reached into the drawer where he kept his gun, pulled it out and fired out the window and said to the woman, bitch, get out now. They had a first floor bedroom. And the woman jumped out the window without her clothes. And then when he stood there, she fired at him again and said, you better figure this shit out. I'm taking the kids. She fired 3 shots. She goes, I wasn't going to hit him. I knew I wasn't going to hit him. I was just warning him. And then it gets better. He runs out. She puts the kids in the car. So the youngest was maybe 10. Puts the kids in the car and starts to pull out of the driveway. She had a Cadillac Escalade. She was jacked up. He's in front of it. And she guns it and goes over him on the driveway. But fortunately, he didn't get hit. She just went over him. And then her cop buddies showed up.
Like she rolled over him?
Oh, yeah. She pulled the car forward to where she knocked him down and drove over him. Not the tires, the body. Oh. So he just laid flat and watched the car go over him.
Oh, shit.
So then they arrested her and I said, how did you get out of attempted murder stuff? She goes, oh, policemen have lots of affairs. And I knew all of them. I knew the drug habits. So I said to the DA, you're going to bring me down? The entire station's coming down. And they dropped the charges.
Wow.
Yes. And I did not meet her. Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah. Shit.
Did not go out with her
That's
again.
A good dating story.
Crazy.
Mine was just a very uncomfortable coffee. You win.
Crazy dating story, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I have a last one now. This is the last one. Okay. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Let me get to it. This was, there's 2 of them. I'm going to lead with Nancy, our friend from New Zealand, and then I'm going to end with Bethany. Okay. Because it kind of ties.
Okay.
Ready?
Yes. So
Nancy writes, ready?
Mm-hmm.
So we're almost getting done here.
Okay.
Then we have to pack up for our New Year's celebration. What do you think the biggest sacrifice or compromise is that you've done since being a couple to meet halfway, for example, to make your relationship work? Differences in toothpaste squeezes are not acceptable. She's great.
Some of those add up, though.
I love.
We had
a whole
half
podcast.
A dozen toothpaste squeezes.
We had a podcast episode of the things that annoy each other, which is how we should start.
We should do it again.
2025. We should. I have a list. But go ahead. So what do you feel are the sacrifices or compromises you've made? Because I don't see any. However, I'm willing to hear.
Oh, asshole says what?
What?
Yeah. I know
If you
for
say
a
sex
fact
life at
that
all,
I am very conscientious of holding back my initial reactions because I know they go through the Cathy Riley filter, which is not always correct or accurate or appropriate or loving or self-aware. And so I very consciously try to sit and think about it for a second.
that's the compromise.
I would guess it's not a compromise as much as it is an awareness and something I'm working on to
What about compromise?
make the
What do you think
relationship
you've
better.
compromised?
Compromise.
Or sacrifice, given up for the benefit of the relationship? If you say sex life, I swear we're done.
No, we have a pretty solid.
Okay, I didn't want you to be like, well,
No.
sacrifice there. Gave up.
Only once a day.
Oh,
What?
really?
Girls got needs.
Do you feel, I mean, I recognize that you've compromised some of your instincts for the betterment of the relationship. That I get with your example. Do you feel there's anything else that you've...
I'm not thinking of anything off the top of my head. You go, and then maybe it'll spark.
Well, I only have one. It's
something.
clearly obvious,
What's that?
though.
What?
Oh, mine's the most obvious one.
What?
Moved up here.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, that
of
was a big
course.
sacrifice.
Of course.
Yeah.
Huge.
Worth every second.
Yeah.
It's absolutely worth it. 100%. And there'll be more things that I feel you'll do in the future if we get a place someplace else. Mm-hmm. That's the biggest sacrifice. Mm-hmm. That's it. I can't think of any other thing that I've sacrificed. The move is tough. Nancy and I talked about that, though, when we were in New Zealand.
For sure. Yeah.
So, anyway.
Yeah. Okay.
Is that good?
Very good.
All right,
yeah.
last one.
Last one.
This one's from our friend Bethany.
Bethany in London.
Bethany in London writes us. Should I read it in a British accent, even though she's not British?
She's not British, so let's not.
Riddle me this.
But let's do it anyway.
What is your favorite and most successful New Year's resolution? Riddle me.
Riddle.
That's a nice way to end it.
Favorite and most successful New Year's resolution. I must say I've never been big on resolutions, to be honest.
Yep.
I think that I predominantly always start off the new year wanting to attack my work in a more disciplined, organized way. Doesn't always take hold. But I have you to help me with that. So I'm more confident than usual. So it's probably work goals, you know? How about you?
I, too, don't do resolutions. I certainly don't do them in January. I do try to reflect on my calendar year for my birthday, because that's my time around the sun, right? Mm-hmm. January happens to be a little bit later. Mm-hmm. So I do try to set some goals. And last year, I truly only had 2 goals in mind. I really mean it. Not knowing that Eli was going to come along into our lives. It was to go to as many of Sam's games as possible. So when December rolled around, I was booking every single trip. Remember, I was even asking you going, not going, going, not going. Like, which ones are you going on me with? And booked hotels. And so I had a goal of spending as much time with him his senior year and supporting him as possible. And then I had a goal of making sure our wedding was flawless, was everything that we wanted, not just you or just me. And then everything else, I kind of said, I'm just going to see how things go and figure things out. This year, believe it or not, I feel because we have less going on in our lives, less scheduled appointments.
Yeah.
My goal for this year is physical fitness. I want to do more music, get with more guys. I want to drive some of those business ideas you and I have talked about, and I'm looking forward to having a new job.
Yeah.
So who knows what that's going to cause as a downstream effect, right?
Right.
I'm just very excited about what there feels like to me. This heavy release for that from the house. The basement is done. We've got one room to go. I kind of want to have a year of us.
Yeah.
And so I don't do resolutions like you.
Right.
I know I'm stumbling right now. I would like us to set some goals for ourselves. Let's try to attain something.
Yes.
So anyway, that's it.
Okay.
Do you want
Good
to?
deal.
We don't have to do skin deep today. I don't think. If that's okay.
Yeah, we got some good stuff.
This has been an incredibly long episode, so thank you for everyone who's listening.
Yes, thank you to everybody who has listened. Thank you to everybody that has written in their questions. We really appreciate everybody tuning in. It's really been a fun journey for us, and we hope you garner something. And Happy New Year's to everybody.
Yeah,
Best wishes, many blessings.
We know you have so many other things you can listen to, and so many other.
No, not really.
You don't.
You
You don't at all. Or why would you listen to this? Because anyway, we appreciate you guys listening, spreading the word. This is our 4th year now. We'll be starting next year. Will be our 4th season of the podcast. And it means a lot for us to do it. And next year you'll see even greater outputs from us, we believe. So thanks for being a part of this.
Thank you.
Happy New Year to everybody. I wish I had a horn right now.
That works. That works. Happy New Year's, everybody.
Happy New Year's, everyone. Peace.
You just listened to another episode of the Jack and Cathy Shit Show. All recording, engineering, and production provided by us. Connect with the podcast on Instagram at Jack and Cathy Shit Show for more insight into our shit show of a life. This episode is proudly brought to you by Pint Productions.
Point.